Hi there. I came to congratulate all of you on the estimation of the people at Tsunami Risk you did last week. Azam, why do you look so troubled?
Hi, Abby. You surprised us. Thank you. The estimation of the people at risk is the team's work. What a coincidence you are here. Maybe you can help us. We are wondering where we can get information on economic resources, infrastructure, politics, and social resources that would be useful for our Tsunami Ready efforts. Adam, Aziza, let me introduce you to Abby. He works at the District Development Agency.
Hi everyone. What information do you need? I would be happy to help.
We are in the process of implementing the Tsunami Ready program for the community. There are 12 indicators that we need to fulfill. One of the indicators is to identify the economic resources, infrastructure, politics, and social resources that are available. Maybe you could advise us about this? What kind of data and information do we need to look for, and where can we get this information?
That is a good question. This relates to disaster risk reduction, in your case, tsunami risk. As a community, you need to know what capacity and resources you have and available. These resources can be tangible or intangible.
What is that?
Tangible resources are a resource or asset you can appraise at an actual or approximate value, such as available funding, facilities, infrastructure. Intangible resources are a resource or asset that is not a physical identity, such as knowledge, culture, social capital, skills, leadership. The three of you are the champion of the Tsunami Ready here, so all of you are intangible assets of Nami Village.
I am a little bit confused. Why do we need this information?
Like a village development plan, this information is very important. You need to find out what your village capacities are, what is available, and you can then use and mobilize these to support your efforts. So when you are building your village tsunami preparedness capacity, you need to know what you have. Also, if there is a disaster, you need to know what your village capacities are. Knowing what you have will also help you to focus on what you do not yet have, so you can work more effectively.
That is interesting and makes sense. So what are these resources?
You need to identify the general sources, such as economic inventory, by recognizing several external and internal economic resources that can support or fund the tsunami risk reduction activity. From the external economic resources, such as the annual village budget, you might want to allocate some budget to be used for disaster risk reduction activities. Other types of external resources might include a project grant or support from corporate social responsibility funds provided by companies. Internal economic resources might include contributions from village members or other income your village might generate that will help your efforts. So far as infrastructure resources go, you could identify and prepare an inventory of any physical infrastructure that can be used for your efforts. For example, the availability of telecommunication services in the villages, or buildings, or hills that can be used for shelter. Another example is the availability and capacity of the hospital and its doctors and paramedics, including police, fire brigade, etc. Political resources are also important to help you in making the regulatory framework for the village to be tsunami ready, so your disaster risk reduction activity can be sustained. Community social capital is one of the strong social resources. It includes cooperation spirit, mutual respect, relationships, connectedness, and trustworthiness among the people. It also includes community networks and a will to be involved, which are all part of the community. I am sorry I took so long to explain.
No, this is very interesting. So where can we get this information? And how can we be assured that these resources are accessible and reliable?
You should be creative in identifying these resources. You can do your own assessment of what resources are available. You can map out the resources through a participatory and bottom-up approach. The data collection should start from your own village, because you know and understand the community and its neighborhood better. Then, go to the top, as most information is also available in the government offices or your village development unit. Talk and involve a representative of the government, private or business sector, academia, as well as the media. Don't forget, Development means continual progress, so regularly update your data and information.
Thank you, Abby. Now we understand the context. We are grateful for your explanations. We can now proceed in collecting the information.
No worries. Just let me know what my team and I can do to help you.
Great. I will work with some of the community members and start to identify these resources, make a list, and report. Maybe in 1 week's time, we will go to your office to consult further as to whether our information is okay. And maybe you could then suggest any room for improvement.
Sounds good. Do not hesitate to reach out.
I talked to the head of the Disaster Management Office. We are invited to their office next week to discuss the tsunami evacuation maps, plans, and procedures. I'm sure they'll be able to assist us.
Yes, now we can proceed with this indicator. I can't wait to work on the next indicator too. It's on the tsunami evacuation map. I have some ideas for that.
Okay, let's try to complete this indicator in 1 week time, and then we can move to the next indicator.
All right then. Bye, champs.